Hey folks, you're watching TechWiseTV, right here at Cisco Live Orlando.
Well, hey guys, welcome back. It is Thursday, which means this is the final lap. Jimmy Ray, you feeling good about this? You still got energy?
Woohoo! Heck yeah, man!
I think that answers that. All right, you're still on your meds. I think that's a good sign. You didn't run out early in the week, huh?
Well, I had to borrow some, but I think they're the same med.
Well, listen, I love doing the shows live here. And one of the things I always like about Cisco Live in terms of the last day is that the vibe completely shifts. It's not negative, but this is the day after, right? They had the Journey concert.
This is swag day, baby.
It is swag day. I'm glad you brought that up, actually. So post Journey concert out at Orlando and the Universal Studios.
Yeah.
So to anybody that's watching us on the big screens out in the lobby, because I forgot all that was happening, and some of you guys are in locked positions and you're forced to see us as I understand it on camera, so I hope this works. But I got a couple of shirts here courtesy of the Cisco store. Only geeks may know what that actually means, so I'm not giving it away. But we got a couple of choices here. I got 3 shirts, Jimmy Ray. And so what I'm going to toss out there is I'm going to say, listen, if you guys are watching this on some other screen outside this conference floor, one of those multi-dimensional things out there, take a screenshot, take a picture with your phone, I mean. Screenshots actually would work as well, but I want to see you physically come up here by the end of the show, prove to me that you saw us on this show, me or Jimmy Ray, doesn't matter, and bring it up here, prove it. I'd love to give away. We've got 3 shirts to give away. Again, courtesy of the Cisco store. If you like the way these shirts look, and these are awesome.
Yeah, they're groovy, man.
They got these cool traditional looks. Stop by the Cisco store, check out that and a bunch of other stuff that they've got. But we'll give away for you here as well. Just bring up a picture of our show that you saw, has to be today's show too, by the way, from the floor, wherever you're watching it right now. Anyway.
If you take a picture of somebody taking a picture, do you get like 2 shirts?
That's like a black hole, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
no, I don't have that many shirts to give away.
You might have to take their shirt away because that'd be recursive, wouldn't it?
Well, you could carry that one to the Cisco store and see if you can argue them into it. How's that? Well, hey, Jimmy Ray, today I think you said you wanted to talk about power, but I don't think you meant like management power or anything like that. What are you thinking?
Hey, you know what, man? I absolutely love EnergyWise and anything attached to it, and because they're really looking at ways to do new things with light, new things with power, new things to actually really make our lives so much easier. So, like if you remember like on Die Hard 2, right? When they're like flying the planes around, they couldn't land it, and they're like, oh, we're gonna crash the planes and we can't do anything. You know what they did? They put lights down, everybody's like, woohoo, John McCain's the man, and then they started landing planes. Why? Because they had some light, right? Light really can guide us and make some really cool stuff, man. I got another movie reference. Well, now I'll go ahead and let you talk to John, so, all right.
Hey, I was just impressed you worked Die Hard somehow into that and didn't see that coming at all.
Die Hard, come on. What? You're going to get your dude card revoked.
All right. No, I'm very familiar. It's amazing how you worked it in. But regardless, thank you for bringing up EnergyWise. So I tell you what, looks like you've got some very interesting stuff to talk about there, so we'll come back to you in just a minute because I have a very special guest with us. You remember John Perello?
Oh, John, yeah, he's great. Yeah, we actually did the fundamentals of EnergyWise with John, absolutely.
Exactly. If there was anyone that helped kick off the success of that series, I'd have to say it's John Perello.
Oh, definitely, yeah, he's the man.
Uh-oh, people are starting to show up with pictures of the show. Good, someone's actually listening. All right, we got 1, 2. All right, so Jimmy, we're gonna let you go. And I'm gonna introduce Mr. John Perello here. And I'm gonna give away some shirts, man. We'll be back with you in just a minute.
That was cool.
1, 2, 3.
That was fast.
Man, that was fast. All right, so John, welcome.
Good to see you again.
Glad to have you here, guys. Thank you so much. Stop by the Cisco store. Check out the rest of that stuff.
That was cool.
This is so much of a fun show.
That is cool.
I just like
it's
the
swag
interaction.
day. They're going to grab a lot of swag.
I like the confirmation that someone's actually watching, because there's always this, to be honest, you get up here and you go, no one's really watching, are they?
Yeah, right.
But according to them, the statistics are out of sight. Thank you very much.
You know, from the engineering, that happens too. A lot of times we're coding up the stuff at Cisco and we're like, okay, are people using this? Then we come here and everybody's telling us stories. Oh, we started using your stuff. We got school districts coming out and saying that like, oh, we're using EnergyWise, we're saving money. And we're like, we didn't even know.
We want to know.
A lot of times
this
we don't
stuff.
see it, you know? And then when you come here and you see all the customers working, using your technology and stuff, it's just such a good feeling. So it's like, when they want swag, it's like, come on, thank you.
Well, you know what, and you bring up the probably what is a guiding principle of TechWise TV and how we like to tell stories, which is really, we love to talk to engineers and creators, people who are really not the not the executive mouthpieces, and that's all fine and necessary, absolutely, but really like the people that are reshaping the technology going forward and getting their hands dirty. You represent a team that does that. We had the pleasure of, it was really around EnergyWise in that time frame where we said, how can we help express the value that's happening here, because these things are such broad, big, audacious goals that it's a lot to move forward and it's going to take time, and we're going to have to tell this story incrementally over time. And we haven't officially talked I know it's been a number of episodes at the very least, but the fundamentals is a couple of years old on that topic. So EnergyWise, you're responsible for a lot of that. You guys recently made some acquisitions.
That's right.
Where do things stand right now?
Well, you know, when we first started talking, we came up with the EnergyWise protocol. It's a key part of the Internet of Everything now. Right? Things that are connecting to the network, well, they need to be managed, and the energy's just started taking off on that. So we started working on the protocol, we started deploying it back in the early days when we started talking about the fundamentals, and we were just hoping, you know, hey, are the partners going to come, are people going to be using it, and it just took off. You know, and then now if you start looking at the numbers, right, you can talk about in the keynotes with that they were talking about that we're going to have 50 billion devices on the network.
Well, that plays into what you're doing there too.
Absolutely, because all those devices, they're pulling power and they're getting power from something, and somebody has to manage those devices, right? So first we get them connected, but then later we're going to manage them, and we're poised, ready to do that. So the EnergyWise protocol, we've been moving along. We're moving forward onto the 3850 and onto the wireless. So we're starting to do that on our releases that are coming out. Also, our partner program's been just taking off. We've been getting partners coming in. We just announced our intent to acquire Julex.
That's right.
They started as a partner, and we just watched them start and just run right up and just come on in, and they'll start to manage the energy there. It's even though we're going to have them on board, and we're going to say, hey, we're going to have them as the Cisco energy management product. You know, our partners are a key. There's people that are doing specific management for their products, people that are managing their PDUs, managing their own lighting. But then when you want to bring that all together at scale, when you're going to take 50 billion devices and you're going to start to manage all of those, Cisco's the one who's going to make that scale. So what we do at EnergyWise is try to make sure that we can scale our protocols and scale our management so that we can allow customers to manage those things.
Do you find that EnergyWise is becoming, and is the goal perhaps, to become part and parcel of the network experience, so that, you know, we may have to think about it uniquely as we bring these kind of things in, but pretty soon, and I don't want to use the word commodity per se, but that's the direction I'm thinking, and just in terms of saying, well, of course, you must be able to manage your energy using the network. Why would you not? And that just becomes part of the expectation? Is that where things are going?
It's starting to become expectations. A lot of times now we're saying that you know, energy is the key metric, that, if you will, for people's business. If you're a manufacturer, you're going to see how many things I could produce per unit of energy. If you're a data center, you are a factory. You are producing bits. How much energy are you using to produce per bit?
Those guys pay attention to how they're managing energy.
Absolutely, and they're looking at the square footage and seeing that. So as the network becomes more programmable, as we start to go in software-defined networks and stuff, everything that we've learned from EnergyWise, from managing a diverse set of devices. We're managing things from PDUs. We've got partners over here that are doing small plug loads. We have partners that are doing lights. I'm constantly amazed at how people are coming up and saying, hey, you know what? We took our HVAC controls and we started controlling the HVAC with EnergyWise. So there's tons and tons of devices that are starting to come on the network, and the energy is just following up on all of those.
Well, I'm very interested in what Julex is doing, and I believe Jimmy Ray booth that he is in is part of, is it New LED? Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yeah, New LEDs, yes.
Which is part of Julex?
No, New LEDs is a separate company.
Separate
company. They're making, they're in the LED light space, and they're doing some great stuff making LED lights. There's a lot of applications and stuff that we can do. Lights can be powered by PoE. They can be powered by PoE, PoE Plus, and UPoE. And once you get that on the network, light starts to become a service and something that you can control right alongside your data. We're starting to look at, hey, there's a lot of things. Somebody's got to light them up. We want to be able to control the lighting, the things, and start to manage them all as one homogeneous unit. And EnergyWise brings that all together.
Well, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up, because actually, and just a shout out to how awesome the production team is here that's provided for us as part of the broadcast experience. We need to get some of those LEDs on our lights over here, guys. We're baking. Come on. I saw they had LEDs on the other side. I know it exists.
And they run cooler.
Maybe they can talk to a new LED and they do it. Trying to hard to keep the sweat from hitting me on here. But Jimmy Ray.
Now you said you do this?
Jimmy Ray.
And then go up.
Pay attention.
Well, not,
Jimmy,
okay, yeah, see, what?
What are you doing?
The YMCA. You guys ready for now? She said she's going to be on TechWise. She's got to do the dance with me.
Who's singing it?
Oh, my brother. I'm going to bring him in to sing it.
All right, go.
And Julie.
Do it.
YMCA. Jason, get over here and sing it.
He's like, wait a minute, I thought my bit was done.
He's all danced out from last night.
What's the point of planning a show if you're never ready?
That's what I'm saying, man.
You're just goofing.
Hey, I tell you what, man. Besides something like, I don't think anything could be more cooler than a YMCA flash dance than new LED. You know what, man? These folks are doing some amazing storytelling with light. How cool is that? I mean, as engineers, we're used to mess around with light when it comes to optical networking or fiber optics and stuff. But look, how many times we've been messing around in the store, especially after make that run, to go grab stuff for the family and, want to stumble through. Wouldn't it be great if we had some type of guidance to kind of direct us to, what pathways we need to find stuff? The new LED folks, they figured it out. And they've sent their best, Lisa Isaacson, to tell us what's going on. So explain this to us. What's happening here?
Right? So what we've got here is power over Ethernet lighting. It all plugs in with a Cat5 jack, and it can be run on a Julex software program. So this is a little software program that allows you to control the lights. You can turn them all off. You can turn them on. You can do color changing. They're all 4-channel, which allows you to use that center beacon as a color finder, and that can light up and change colors. And you can do a constant. So this is a PoE Plus fixture right here. So this here draws 25 watts. It can plug into a standard Ethernet cable into a standard PoE port. We've also got one up here. This one here will plug into a regular PoE port. This is about 15 watts of power, and I'm not going to turn it to the camera because it would blow you guys out. So this center beacon can change colors. That can be a wayfinder light. You can use that to tell people how to get to a certain place, or if say the doctor's in the doctor's office and he doesn't want to be bothered, you just turn that light red. Or you can.
So it just mounts up in the ceiling and stuff, and you can see the controller in the back. This is where it's actually getting its juice from.
It gets its power and its control over that Cat5 cable.
Very, very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Well, that's definitely good. Okay. So we got the app here. We've got the lighting that's being showed up here. But we also can see it in EnergyWise, right?
Right. So this is all run on the EnergyWise platform. We are an EnergyWise endpoint with an IP address and a MAC address. So you can just plug it in, identify it on the network, and then you can control it. So what we've got up here in the screen, this is a lab. This is Rich Zavala's lab in Cisco. And you can actually turn the lights on and off remotely. I'm going to go pink, so turning that center beacon pink, you can turn. And what this allows you to do is, if you have a campus-wide facilities, you can control all your facilities from one location.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
That is really cool. Awesome stuff. Well, Lisa, one of the things that I like about this is some of the storytelling you can do with it, right? I mean, if we're in a store and we're a first responder and we have an emergency out there, I mean, one of the obvious uses here is that when we have people storming into a big mega store and somebody has, went into cardiac arrest, on some, way part of the end of the store, we can actually light up a red pathway to guide them to where they need to provide aid. Can you imagine how quick that'd be instead of fanning people out everywhere or running? You can bring people exactly to the destination they need to go.
That's right, tying it all in with the cell phones. You can tie in this center beacon. If you have an emergency, someone dials 911, it can show them exactly where the emergency is taking place.
That is pretty amazing. And I think one of the use cases that I like the best is, and I want to dig into it a little bit here because I love the idea of having my own personal guide, kind of in a store, so that if I'm looking for, like multi-grain Cheerios or something, and I don't know where they're at, I can bring up I can grab my phone here, and I can plug that information in, and I can follow it, and they'll just say, follow the yellow brick road, and then off I can go, looking at the lights, and it'll guide me right to the shelf. While that's cool if I'm the only customer, which is never going to be the case, how are we releasing that channel so that the next guy behind me, who's also been sent on a run from his wife and stuff, who goes out, I don't know what quinoa is, where do I find it? How does it release that channel so multiple users can have it?
So with the RGB, you can actually get 16 million different colors. So you can select your own color avatar. Let's say it's green to match your shirt. So you plug in that color avatar, and now you have your own personal escort throughout the store to get you where you want to go.
Nice. And then it just releases the lights as you kind of pass and stuff. Very cool.
See?
That kind of makes me wonder then, so if that's the case, then I could probably have like an avatar for Rob.
Right, which you would make.
Yeah, and I could see him coming when I'm like, playing gaming or something at my desk where I should be working.
Right.
And I can be like, oh, here comes Rob, and I can like do that quick, Alt-Tab to actually, look like I'm actually working on something, right? I mean, really, you could do that.
Hit the boss key. There you go. That's good.
That would be just like you to do something like that.
Awesome.
Well, that's interesting. You know what worries me, Jimmy, is actually more the, because I was thinking about that. First of all, I was struck by the fact that you made a multi-grain Cheerios reference instead of a fried chicken reference. How far we've come. And we know why that's the case. But then, you know what I've always been fearful of, because I just knew this was going to happen at some point in time, is a light that's going to come on when I come out of the restroom at a restaurant that says I didn't wash my hands. It like correlates the toilet flush to the sink not being used, and you're like, and then now here it sounds like the light would just follow me to my table, the light of shame.
Oh yeah, almost, huh? Right? Absolutely.
Maybe.
Absolutely.
One of the things we can do is do that in hospitals and stuff. If there's an area that you have to go to, that you have to wash your hands, or you have to have certain access, you could put a red line in there and say, you're not supposed to enter that clean area.
Yeah, the next step will be the force field. Well, Jimmy Ray, hey, thank you to new LED there. I'm going to finish up with John, ask him one final question. We're going to close out over here, but make yourself busy. Today is the day you got to grab all the tchotchkes. No one wants to ship them back.
Man, it's Swank City, baby. Me and Lisa are going to go attack these booths, and we're going to swank out, man.
All right, y'all have fun. We'll talk to you later. All right, well, John, so just a final perspective on this. Where do people go when you're, what does this mean for the engineer that's watching a show and saying, how does this factor into my career? Are the things I should be doing, things I should be looking for to add to my knowledge base and or prepare my company in that? Any first steps there, you think?
Well, for engineers who want to get involved with this, if you're an engineer working at a company and you want to join our partner program, the EnergyWise partner program is open. It's open to people who come into the Cisco Developer Network. You go in there, you download the code, you can start working with it, you can start working on embedding it into your products, you can start working on it to build applications. But if you're a network administrator and you want to get more information on it, we have the great fundamentals videos that you guys did for us. It's still applicable and it's great. We also still, we have our Cisco validated designs.
Yes,
we have that.
Yeah.
We wrote a book on how to do energy management.
That's right.
So we've got that, and we're going to have
names on there.
Yeah, we're going to start to pull up some more training and stuff like that, so that if you're a network engineer, a network administrator, and you want to start to get certified on things with energy management, because it's becoming a critical part, we're going to start to move into that area.
I think it only makes sense that people should be doing that. Well, congratulations on the success.
Hey, thanks so much.
The acquisition space and everything you continue to do there, and I appreciate you taking time to join us today. Guys, thank you so much for watching. It's our final live TechWise TV show here at Cisco Live Orlando. So many of you have come up and been saying hi and throwing stuff at us, and we appreciate that. If you did take a picture on a screen somewhere out there right now, I don't have any more shirts to give away, I'll be honest, but if you come by and say hi, I'd be most grateful, or tweet it out, share it with us on our Facebook fan page. If you're not already a member there, it's facebook.com/TechWise, I believe. And I did not prepare the team to put graphics up on that, so don't look for it on your screen. But also follow us online. Be sure and watch all the shows. We'll continue to bring as much information to you as they let us bring you. My name is Rob Boyd. On behalf of Jimmy Ray Purser, everybody behind the scenes, so long from Cisco Live here in Orlando. We thank you for watching.